Well, hey guys, here we are for another episode of the History of Aviation podcast, you see. And I am here. My name is Derek Beeler, and I'm joined first off by Mr. Julian Martinson. How's it going, Julian?
Hey, it's going good. I'm over in Cologne and it's Labor Day and it's a really nice day to go out. And I went for a swim this morning. And
Nice.
oh yeah, it was beautiful.
And as always, we are joined by our producer extraordinaire, Mr. Shay Jones. How's it going, Shay?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. It's also Labor Day here, and
Same
despite the
here.
time difference, and yeah, pretty much did nothing all day. Tried to install Windows 7 on a laptop and decided not to do it, so it's beaten me for now. But I will be forcing it at some point to do it. So there's that.
Well, guys, the other day I was watching. I'm always combing through and finding whatever aviation related movie I could find, specifically movies. I love aviation documentaries, but I'm thinking specifically movies because I've been going through all these DVDs I have, and I have so many aviation movies. So I thought we would kick today's show off with the top 10 aviation movies according to Hangar Dot Flight.
Nice.
And I know
Let's
there's
do
going to
it.
be a I know there's going to be a lot of opinions out there on it. There's some movies that me and Shay just talked about before going on air that we think should be on there, but the particular movie we think
I'm
should be on there,
still a little bit heartbroken that it's not there, but I'll get over it.
it's still not technically an aviation movie, but it is a movie about an airplane. It's a lot of silliness in the movie that we truly hold dear in our heart, which is Airplane, which is not on this top 10 list, but that's a once a year movie for me, just like
Oh, me
planes,
too.
trains, and automobiles. So,
Yes.
but I'll kick it off, and you guys tell me if you've seen it or not. Number 10 is Flyboys from 2006. I have not seen this one.
I have not either. No.
Julian, have you seen that movie? Flyboys from 2006.
No, so sorry, I have to say I haven't watched a lot of airplane movies. I
Oh no,
used
Julian.
Yeah, I know, but I watch a lot of documentaries and crash airplane crash investigations. So this is more my thing. But I'd love to hear what your list is and let's go through them.
Well, I have not seen Flyboys yet. You need to raise your camera up there just a little bit, Julian. But Flyboys 2006, I have not seen that one. So definitely let us know if you've seen that one. Coming in at number 9 is one that I have seen a piece of, and it's called The Dawn Patrol from 1938. That's an oldie.
No. Nope, I have not seen that. The Dawn
So
Patrol.
The Dawn Patrol comes in at number 9 on the top 10 aviation movies of all time, which I have seen. And this was 20 years ago. I seen bits and pieces of that movie. Number 8, I have seen The Blue Max from 1966.
The Blue Max. No.
Yes, about a German fighter pilot is what that one's actually about. So that one, it was many, many years ago, and we're going to get into some more modern ones that people in our generation have heard of. But this one is not one of those, and it is the High and Mighty 1954.
Hey, it looks like George Pipard he was Hannibal from the A Team. He was in that movie.
The High and Mighty.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like if when I'm looking at the cast here, George Pipard, I'm pretty sure that's
Well, I'll tell you this
Hannibal.
much then: you can't go wrong there
No.
for
Yeah.
sure. But coming in at number 6 is one I think most of our listeners will be familiar with, and that's the Aviator
Yeah.
from 2004, which starred Leonardo DiCaprio playing the role of Howard Hughes.
Yep.
So that was a huge movie back in the day. Really, really good movie. If you haven't seen that one, anybody listening, I highly recommend you watch it. I'm going to go ahead and say most everybody listening to this podcast has seen that movie.
Yeah, if not a few clips here and there for sure.
Yes, and another one that was a huge movie from 2009, coming in at number 5 is Amelia, the story of Amelia Earhart from 2009. That was a really good
Mm.
movie.
Hmm. Go.
Really good one there.
I've not
Uh,
seen that one either. Man, I'm like 0 for 5 right now.
you're not doing good. You're not doing
No,
good, Shay.
I've definitely seen clips of the last one, The Aviator, but I've not seen the whole movie through and through.
Yep, and getting into this top four, and then, like I said, this is according to Hangar Dot Flights, which you can anybody listening can look that up. But yeah, 2009 Amelia, great movie, highly recommend that one. Number 4 is another really famous aviation film called The Flight of the Phoenix, starring Dennis Quaid.
Yep. Yeah, that
You
was
see,
1955, wasn't it?
yeah, the actual
The
situation
original
was that
one.
yeah, the movie, the Dennis Quaid version came out in 2004, and they all worked together to build an aircraft to get out of the desert there.
Yeah, because this is saying it's a 1965 film, 2 hours and 22 minutes.
Yeah, and there's a did you know on this one
Jimmy
is that
Stewart's in it.
the model used in the crash sequence cost $250,000 and was perfectly built in its actual size. So that's pretty neat there. Moving on to number 3. If you haven't seen this one, Shay, I'm going to be extremely disappointed in you.
Okay.
1997 Air Force One.
Let me just see let me look at the poster of it.
Harrison Ford.
Yes. Yes, I have seen it.
Yes,
Get
that is it.
off my plane.
Surely you've seen that one, Julian. Surely you can't be serious.
I'm serious. Don't call me Shirley.
Oh, let's see.
It
Number
can't be
2.
helped. You got to do it.
What?
I said it couldn't be helped. You got to do it.
Yeah, don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna quote airplane, you know it's gonna. I'm coming right back at you with whatever the retort is.
That's what we do. Airplane or Caddyshack.
Oh, that's
But
it.
number 2 from 2001, another really good one, Pearl Harbor.
Oh, yes, and I have seen that one.
Yes. Julian, have you seen the movie Pearl Harbor from '01? You got to
You know,
get.
I'm not. I don't watch a lot of movies, to be honest with you.
Oh
Yeah,
well. Number
I have to get
one,
out more.
number one. Surely, Julian, you have seen the number one aviation movie according to Hangar Dot Flights.
Yeah.
Top Gun, 1986.
Oh yeah, I've seen that
Yeah,
one.
there we
Yeah.
go.
There you go. We got one on Julian. Yeah,
There you go.
I've seen all of these movies, but one I didn't see, and the other one I seen bits and pieces of. So yeah, that is your
Mm.
top 10 aviation movies according to Hangar Dot Flight. So go check that out and be sure to leave us comments of anything that's not in there. To me and Shay's disappointment, Airplane from not 1980 was not in
I
there.
know, right?
But this is actually a top, I think, 20. So, oh, actually, it is. It is. Hang on. It's number 15. Airplane 1980. It just wasn't in our, it just wasn't in the top 10. It was number 15.
Ah, there you go.
Have you seen Airplane 1980, Julian?
Oh yeah, we saw that with the with our guest last time. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it is actually on there, Shay. It's just not in the top 10. We didn't have time to cover the whole top 40.
Right.
But just scrolling down through here, here's another one that, in my opinion, should be in the top 10, and that's Flight, Denzel Washington from
Hmm.
2012.
That's a very good movie. I have seen that
Uh,
one.
that's number 17 on the list. And let's roll through this and see some of them that did not make the top 10. Number 18 was Con Air from
Oh, yeah.
1997. That was a really good movie.
It's
American
very good.
Made. American Made was number 19. That is the Tom Cruise movie about drug smuggling.
I have seen that
And
too.
and I think some of these are based on the amount of aviation that's involved in it. Because as I go down through the list and see some of these movies, like number 20 is Sully from 2016, where Tom Hanks played Sullenberger. I think what these are based on is how much aviation is actually in the movie, Julian.
Mm.
So as you go down, you can start seeing movies where aviation. It's a sort of an aviation movie, but it's not as much aviation as what's in the top 10, if that makes sense. Although Red Tails from 2012 did not make the list, and that was actually the movie I was watching that inspired me to do the top 10 aviation movies of all time. So there's that. There's the top 10 and a few more uh, from 10 to 40 on the top aviation movies according to Hangar Dot Flights. What do you have for us, Julian?
Well, as you know, if you've been following the Canadian news, um, uh, 2 days ago there was delays in Vancouver Airport because of air traffic control.
Okay.
So it's related to NAV Canada, and so the problem is that they were short-staffed, and so
Mm-hmm.
when the airport is short air traffic controllers, there's not enough controllers to process all the flights in that region, and so it's causing delays. And uh, and so numerous flights were delayed and passengers were delayed because of air traffic control. And so the issue there is that workforce planning, which is a big ticket for me in the aviation industry, is that NAV Canada is actively training and hiring um, new air traffic controllers, but it can take up to 3 years to get an air traffic controller fully licensed and certified. And
Right.
so Canada, similar to the United States, is a very, very big region. And so we have four aviation regions that are sectored off. So we have the northern region, the Pacific coast, the central, and the east coast area. And so it's
Gotcha.
divided into four sections that cooperate together. And it's a very strong organization that has NAV Canada is very strong with numerous employees and departments and so forth. And so it comes as a surprise a little bit that um, NAV Canada is challenged with workforce planning and to the point where it's affecting flight schedules and the passengers are being impacted.
Gotcha. And what's interesting to me, and I don't know how it is in Canada, but here in the United States, it's hard to find folks to work anymore after the pandemic.
Yeah, could be possible, but air traffic control is a very prestigious and
Hmm.
very well compensated career. So for those who are skilled and who have the nerves of steel and are
Absolutely.
technologically capable because it's all computer work now, um, they can excel in this area. And recently, I was working with a client actually in Dubai that wanted to relocate to uh, the Toronto area. He had studied a bachelor's in air traffic control management as well as a master's in aviation management. And so he came with very strong credentials. Um, uh, but at the same time, he struggled also getting in, um, um, finding securing employment with NAV Canada because of the
Wow.
selection process and um, so forth that's required. So even if you have a degree in air traffic control management, they that people are very qualified still have challenges getting into those types of career paths. But just to show how challenging it is, the recruitment process, and rightfully so. The
Yeah.
recruitment process is it's a job that's um, with a lot of responsibility because you have one flight, but it represents 300 or more souls or passengers' lives are at
Right.
stake. So it's not to be taken lightly.
No.
Um, but with the new introduction of next gen, which I was talking briefly with Shay about, so it's the satellite based air traffic control. So traditionally, air traffic control was managed through um, air traffic control towers, in towers or stations on the ground. And so now countries are working together to have satellite-based air traffic control, which means that over the oceans or deserts or the polar areas, you're going to still have air traffic control services available through satellite connectivity. And aircraft are able to communicate with each other and pace each other over the oceans. Does that make sense? And so,
Yeah,
because of
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
satellite base, they're going to be able to shorten the distances between aircraft as they travel across the oceans. Therefore, we can increase the density of aircraft in a given airspace, both height wise and distance wise. And so it'll become more integrated as aircraft are able to communicate with each other directly with the satellites. So the challenges with these types of programs is like always in aviation, it's an international collaboration of standards. And so you got Europeans doing one thing, North Americans doing the other thing, the Asians doing another thing. And then you've got Africa, which is a very large continent that may not be have the financial means to keep up with the Western world. And so companies and countries that are financially empowered will invest in this. And while other countries and companies that aren't, over time, they will benefit from the overall efficiency that the industry has increased. So it's going to be interesting to see how this rolls out in the next 5 to 7 or 10 years, and how the industry is going to be shifting its air traffic control management. And for anybody that's interested in how this new technology is going to be evolving, there's lots of videos on YouTube about next gen air traffic control, and it'll optimize not only aircraft flying in the sky, but also aircraft taxiing to and from the gate to the runway. And so
Yeah, and
those
I
time,
just found
mm,
it too. It's on FAA.gov/next gen.
that's
All
That's
correct.
right.
exactly where they
Yeah,
would go.
yeah. So
Weird.
each country has their own websites for that, and the FFA also is very much advanced in the progress of this type of technology, as well Canada is too.
It's a good
Um,
idea to do. That's for
uh,
sure. Because I
Yeah.
mean, how many times? I mean, I've never flown as a pilot, but I've flown as a passenger and wondered while we were over the ocean, like, I wonder how they're able to like communicate with people
Uh,
when they
well,
do.
they would communicate by so basically airplanes have to fly by like similar speeds, and they have certain tracks, just like the interstate, like a highway, right? And so you
Mm.
have this altitude, altitude, and so you've got the westbound and then the eastbound flights, and they're separated with certain 1,000 feet. So this they're eastbound and then westbound. And then they're also separated by distance, not more than 10 kilometers or 6 miles, right? So you can't actually see the aircraft in front of you. Yeah. Um, uh, so this is going to be an interesting shift. But also, for an example, if there's a delay in a gate availability, um, the system would advise the aircraft, well, your gate is available in half an hour, so don't arrive right away. Arrive half an hour later than the anticipated time. And so the aircraft will actually slow down a little bit and pace itself in the sky 2 hours outside of the destination. And so it'll slow down, make its descent, land, and then taxi straight to the gate just in time. So it'll accommodate the flight time in the air to be able to arrive. And so this will keep aircraft a little bit longer in the air until the gate is ready, rather than having aircraft sit on the tarmac idling, which costs time and fuel, and it's aggravating for the passengers. And
Very
in the
much
same,
so.
yeah, and in the same way, if you have a very busy aircraft, a busy airport, and you've got multiple aircraft pushing back at the same time, keep in mind that the time to taxi to the runway is different. So some taxi times may be 4 minutes or 5 or 7. In Amsterdam, it could be up to 15 minutes. And so the taxi time will be included in that pushback time. And so the pushback notice will only be given when the slot is ready for you to take off. So they'll be pushing back in a synchronized, orchestrated fashion so that they arrive at the edge of the runway ready to go, rather than lining up at the runway like traditionally, because those aircraft then
Right.
need the engines to turn. And idling aircraft, if you have 10 aircraft idling for 10 minutes each, times so many hours per year, that's so much damage, and it costs so much money on fuel and environmental issues. So the whole system will become
Right.
much
We've been
more
running our
efficient.
engines for so many hours and we weren't even in the air. We were on the ground.
100%. This is exactly the issue.
Much
So
more efficient way of running
100%,
things.
100%.
Yeah.
But it's
It's
getting
more
every
efficient to run airplanes in the sky than it is on the
100%.
ground.
Uh,
Exactly. Yeah.
but in order to do so, each aircraft will have to be equipped with this piece of technology. And so you'll see some aircraft that'll have like a bubble, it looks like a little donut on the top. And so that is that machine. Um, and not all aircraft are equipped with it. And so when as new aircraft are being manufactured, the airlines have the choice to either install or not install this new technology.
Hmm.
And so uh, airlines with money will obviously do it, but airlines that are more financially challenged will opt out. And so this is the problem with introducing a new type of navigation system, Yeah.
That is so
That's
interesting
really
of
cool.
how that's going to change, and you go back to how aviation's changed since I was a child. I mean,
Yeah.
as a young man, I remember when people smoked in planes.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's so interesting how
I was never
technology,
part of that, but yeah.
not just that, but the technology is just so advanced. I mean, we've got Starlink, for example, of getting your internet from the satellites. You know,
Well,
and
this is true. And so some of the issues, so air aviation has evolved in many areas in aviation. However, one thing that has not changed a lot since the 50s is air traffic control, in that it
right.
is ground based and based on scopes and air traffic controllers. And so changing that from a ground-based air traffic control to a satellite-based air traffic control, globally integrated, whereby every single aircraft in the sky is being managed to the inch. Yeah, that is a very big change, um, that requires the collaboration of every company, aerospace and aircraft and
Yeah.
airline, and that is very challenging indeed.
More
But
so than probably most of us would like to even think. Like you think getting
um,
stuff around to go to work is crazy.
Yeah, and so if that's one of the biggest changes, and so we've seen other changes in the past where, um, for an example, I remember when we first flew in the 80s, we had to watch movies on the big screen in the front, watched by projector, and then they came with the small screens, and now it's individual screens for each the entertainment system on board for passengers is now individual. And so we've seen changes like that. We've seen changes with baggage system, but this air traffic control and next gen is a really game changer, and it'll make the whole system so much more efficient.
That is
And
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't
And
wait to
and
experience that.
and definitely keep us updated in future episodes on that, Jill. That's such an interesting thing to me. And I'm gonna
mm.
end up on YouTube tonight.
Looking it
Uh
up, yeah.
yeah, exactly. What do you have for us, Shay?
Well, I actually found this we kind of talked about it already. We it was the strike. But also I found out there's a few different things that were happening. And I didn't really look too much into it, but it looks like Spirit Airlines just they just filed for bankruptcy again. Um,
Hmm.
it looks like they did that before, but then whatever they did didn't really work. And then to kind of also piggyback off of some of what um, Julian has said in the past and kind of mentioned today, the FAA, like we're talking about, like people, the shortages in pilots and shortages in uh, stewards and stewardesses. It also the FAA is having a staffing shortage as well. So I think to
Wow.
Julian's point, he's made this point in the past where all of aviation is just seeming like they're having down
Yeah.
and out times in terms of the stuff like this. And to your point, Derek, people just don't really want to work after COVID. Give me that
Well,
1,300 or $1,500 stimulus check and call it good, you know?
I worked in I work of course I don't work in the aviation industry. I work in the automotive industry. And during COVID there was this whole movement and the industry you work in, you know this as well, Shay. Hey guys, here's a laptop, go home and work from home. I refused to do it. I went to the office the whole during COVID. I was
Yeah.
at the office. I was the only one at the office, but I figured, well, everybody else is at home. Why can't I be at the office? Because I'll tell you right now, if I work from home, I'm in the backyard throwing tennis balls with the dogs all day.
Yeah.
So I refused. I was the only one that refused to take a laptop and go home and work. And now what's happened is in the US is everybody's gotten adapted to that where everybody, even a lot still today, are working from home. I never worked from home, not once through COVID. I refused to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that for me it's not possible to work from home. I have too
Yeah.
many things here at this house to do to work from home. I gotta make my coffee, pack my lunch, and go to work. And I think that's a lot of the problem here in the US today is everybody's so adapted to COVID times where people were sitting around and making really good money, you know, going and playing golf 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And I and interesting fact, during the pandemic, during COVID, I went to the office and it was really nice because I was the only one in a pretty large office building.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
So, you know, I refuse to go home and work. And I think that's what a lot of people do. And I believe, and I'm probably going to get blasted for saying this, but I believe a lot of the younger generation have an issue with working in the
Oh
US,
yeah.
how it is in Canada. So,
Now, here's a question for you.
sure.
So if you go to work and you're by yourself, are you able to impose your own dress code?
Yes.
So is it acceptable to wear, fluffy pajamas at the workplace if you're the only one?
I don't know if it would be or not because I would never wear fluffy pajamas to work. I did. There was a few times I went history of aviation podcast shirt and shorts and flip flops, but that's
Flip-flops is not too bad, but normally if you go to the office, it's business casual. And I always
right.
have the idea that those people that work from home from a computer, they're wearing a t-shirt and then either fluffy pajamas or boxers. and fluffy pillow slippers or something. They're dressed really comfortable. And in the office, it's not always possible because, yeah, those don't.
Just laid out on the couch with a laptop. So we've got a couple announcements
Oh, you
here.
just imagine you just sitting there, beep boo. Oh yeah, there's a tablet over there. Yeah, oh yeah, you can get the crumbs off my
Yeah,
shirt. Yeah, there's a
yeah.
tablet right over there. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, you got
Uh,
it. You got it.
15-minute naps every hour.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's it.
Well,
but we got a couple of announcements. We got a big deal coming up here, Shay. Big deal to us. Shay is gonna
Yeah,
come on down to East Tennessee here. What? How many days did you say it was?
it's 19 days from today.
19 days from
Well,
today.
including today, so it's the 19th that I come
Right.
down.
So Shay's going to be coming down and helping Jonathan out, Jonathan and me, and Amber's going to be there as well. Uh, this is really the beginning of the history of aviation studios. What we're getting ready to do on the 20th of September.
Yeah,
We're gonna be headed out to um, Morristown flying, and we're going to be shooting basically a mini documentary of that flying and air show.
yeah,
So we're bringing that to you completely in 4K with great audio, and we got Jonathan, which is gonna run a camera for us. So we're gonna go down there and have a full camera crew, and we're gonna get some people that's spectating the show and talk to them. We're gonna go around and talk to several pilots, as well as Wes Stowers is going to be there, so we'll get to talk to him as well as Karen uh, Hughes, which is the director of this whole thing, as well as I want to bring up the Jet family,
yeah. You gotta talk
which
to Ron Machado too, see if he's gonna go. Make him
Rod
come up.
Machado possibly is coming down. We don't know about Rod yet, but I just want to mention the Jet family because the church that I attend, Matt Jet, is the preacher there, and as most people that listen to the podcast regular know, that his girls do a lot of really beautiful singing. And get this, Shay, I don't know if you know this yet or not, but they're all going to be dressed up as Rosie the Riveter at the air show on the 20th.
No way, that's cool.
They're all dressing up as Rosie the Riveter and doing their music for the opening. And after the national anthem, they're going to do the Rosie the Riveter stuff. So we're definitely going to get that on film for everybody. And that's a part of what Shay's, what would you call it, the birth of the history of aviation studio, where we're giving people a lot more visuals than just
Yeah,
audio.
yeah,
Yeah, everywhere we go is going to be like a mini documentary.
Perfect. Well,
And
I look forward to it.
you're going to be able to see everything that there is to offer it there. And we're doing this and it's a free event, but of course, not all of our listeners can go because we have listeners in Australia, we have listeners in Canada, we have listeners all over. So we're bringing that visual through the history of aviation studio to these folks to where they can be a part of it because they can't be a part of it.
yeah. It's
Perfect.
amazing.
So it's going to be pretty cool. And this is going to be our first one. So we're probably going to be running around with cameras a few days before, shooting some stuff and make sure we're.
Yeah, I got my right here. I got my camera ready to rock and roll. So
Yeah, and we got the big Canon. I think it is, if I'm correct, the Canon that we're shooting this with, the actual video camera is like 5 or 8K or something like that. I can't keep up with all this stuff, but
yeah, I don't know how many
it's
megapixels mine is, but yeah, it's pretty. Oh, mine's 18 megapixels, so that's a pretty decent one, but it's better than most. Although
yeah. So
nowadays with your cell phone,
exactly,
it's
yeah,
like how you don't
yeah.
even
And
need
I
a
don't.
camera anymore.
I'm just the guy that stands in front of the camera, and I hugely admire what you guys do behind the camera. Which, because if I was behind the camera, this would be, who knows, I might be filming the side of a hangar somewhere.
Hey,
So
this is my impression of Derek. Hey guys, we're here doing this
that's
thing.
exactly it. Yeah, yeah. So Julian, where can folks reach out to you again for some aviation career coaching?
So I always send people to my website. That's
Sure.
www.julianmartinson.com. And so I accept clients from all around the world who are interested in aviation careers and in how to make a successful aviation career. What are the steps in order to get? And I help them shave years off of the journey and make the journey smooth for the next generation coming in. I'm also on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok, and you can follow me there as well. And I have two books on Amazon, one called The Ultimate Guide to Careers in Aviation, and the second book is Mediocrity is Killing Your Superpower, which is based on the TED Talk given in Harare, Zimbabwe. And by the way, did you know that the TED Talk had over 55,000 views? Yeah,
Wow.
so
Good for you.
lots of people saw the TED Talk and it made a lasting impression. The book talks about striving for excellence in an aviation context and what to do when you're not able to strive for excellence. What are the courses of actions to make corrective action? Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And that's a great number there for your TED Talk too, because you're reaching out to young people. And like in this episode, we talked about, the shortage of I hate to say the word help, but because and
yeah.
I say the word help because it's in all aspects of aviation. So it's wonderful that you're reaching out to young people, and that's absolutely what we love about you. And earlier, before we went on air, Shay told me that, so I couldn't get my microphone working, going back on me not being technically advanced. So I
Hmm.
couldn't get my actual microphone working. So I'm on my
No.
AirPods today. And Shay said that I sounded like 1954 radio. So you see, Shay, you see
Yeah.
now, where can folks find the things about the History of Aviation podcast? See?
Yeah.
Well, you can definitely go to the website, which is hoapod.com. There you can see what we're doing. Once we're done with this tomorrow or the next day, we're going to upload this to all the places that you listen to your podcasts at, and then that will automatically go to the website. And then shortly after that, I will get this video together and put that on the top of the video page. And you can also go there and buy things that are History of Aviation podcast branded. Um, Go and get yourself a shower curtain, keychains, whatever it is. I haven't looked at that in a while, but I'm sure that there's still plenty of things there. But yeah, that's the main place. If you want to send us an email, you can do it right from there. That's really really cool. So that's pretty much the hub of where you would go and interact with us.
And TikTok and YouTube, all of our short videos are there, as well as our full video
Yeah, all of
podcast.
our social media stuff is there. It's on the
Yeah.
socials page. Um,
Yeah. You can
but yeah,
so
we want to direct everybody to the site first, and then go and find us on all the other spots after.
yeah, you can go to the website, which is hoapod.com, and there you can. That's the one-stop shop. There you can
That
go to
is
our
the
social
one-stop
media.
shop. You can get everything
Yeah.
there. Audio,
That
the
is
audio podcast, the video podcast, the shop, the store, whatever you want to call it. All of our socials are there. Email us if you want to. Yeah, it's all there.
that is definitely the way to do it, and I appreciate it, guys. We're wrapping up another one.
Right on.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank
For,
you.
for Julian Martinson, Shay Jones producing, I'm Derek Bula. Thanks for listening to the History of Aviation podcast.